Hey, loves, thank you so much for stopping back by. I highly appreciate you coming by. I want to first say thank you to those who joined because you maybe, I don't know, but I think over the last three shorts that were up, I think that is the reason why you are new to the panel and I mean to the show as a subscriber because I did remember to do something that a mentor had taught me. So I hope that you did join that way and that's where you came from and that you are going to stay because of that. So thank you for my Gen X crypto talk people. Thank you for those who are interested in the updates that we're giving about crypto, along with the updates that we're talking about tariffs and how that's going to impact us in such, we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in just a few. But thank you so much for being a follower and for getting me over that hump that you guys saw. That was a real struggle. So you saw it in the 300s in December, right? And then you got it up to almost 440 in January. In February came and tried and true because we called this thing a thing, and so it is. So tried and true, we made it to 509 followers, and I just trust you all that you are going to continue to share and continue to like and continue to comment and participate and come back for these conversations. And I trust that you're going to get it up to 1,000K as well. We're going to be able to do so much more with the books, with the book tour, with the speaking engagements, with the topics, with the, all the different things you guys know that we have had going on since 2010, but able to do so much more now that we're moving all of what happens on the podcast. Now that we're moving it all in this space, we're able to do a lot more. So thank you so much. I hope that you are able to see the if you're able to see the banner and everything, and it'll give you what we're talking about tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that back up on the screen. So listen, we have a lot to cover tonight because we're talking the Grammys. We're talking about, yes, it was a lot of rumors that were going around and allegedly Diddy sick and that. So we're going to talk about what happened with Diddy and the reports that I just saw and the new update that I just saw within the last hour regarding Diddy and the hospital from a trusted source that we trust that information is accurate information. So I'm going to give you the update on that. We're going to talk about tariffs and the up and down and tariffs and the prices and the negotiations and everything that's happened since that last video that you guys made to 12,000 as you were going under discussing the Justin Trudeau video that I post. So thank you so much for getting that video up to 12,000. Those views are highly appreciated here on the channel. I appreciate that. And we're going to talk again, like I said, we're going to talk about crypto. We're going to talk about that plunge that happened. We're going to talk about the up that happened. And we're also going to be talking Elon Musk. Has he been given too much power? Let's get into that discussion, okay? So listen. Before we get into all that, I'm going to bring us back just a little bit. So I was watching some podcasts over the past couple of days, and I saw Lil Rel on, and he was talking weight loss. And you know how if you've been on my channel and you've gone through the different videos, for those who are new, I'm your host, Dee Shields, and I am on a journey to reverse type 2 diabetes as well as reverse fatty liver. I have gotten my A1C number to a healthy level. My sugars are beautiful, as the doctor says. My blood labs are phenomenal. Everything is really going well, and it's all due to the consistency and the effort that had to take place because I almost was in a very bad place with my health. I was in a really bad place with my health, and I definitely have gained more weight in 20 years than I've ever had in a lifetime. And so we had to stop, pause, and really take this thing seriously. So if you want to know what I'm doing on my journey with tirzepatide, you could go back and take a look at those videos, and I give you guys some updates on not only the journey, the medicine, the weight loss. I also talk about the type of foods that I eat, the 1 meal a days, and how I work on my macros. And you'll see and hear in those conversations what I do with my dietitian, what I do with the doctor, what I do with all the different support people that are a part of this whole journey. So go back and take a look at the tirzepatide updates and Mounjaro updates, and there is a new one coming soon because there's been some serious results and something really serious that I had to start doing that made a difference, and I'll be giving you that update. I'm traveling this week, so I'm going to try to get that Mounjaro tirzepatide update up. tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get that one up tomorrow. Got to put in a lot of effort, right? So turn on the notification bell so you can know when I go live, because with everything going on, it's just easier for me to tell people turn on the notification. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, you can go right and tell me that in the DMs. You can find me across socials. I am the same. You can find me across socials. I am D Shields. I am D Shields. And I'm no longer on TikTok with those conversations, but you can take a look at what I did have on TikTok. I am D Shields CO, but you can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on is it BU Social? Yes, BU Social is the new one, all black owned, and we're over there having a great time over there building those connections and networking and building that platform on BU Social. You can find me on Blue Sky, you can find me on Threads, and I'm on X, and I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, Instagram. You can find me the same. I am DEESHIDELDS. All right, so let's get into it, since we're going to talk about weight loss for a minute. So I was watching a podcast, right? And I see on this podcast, I see Laurel, right? And I was like, Laurel, look at him. He's looking so good. We're looking at the weight loss, and it happened, so rapid. And I'm just like, oh, wow. And, he said, just in different conversations I've seen him have, where he said that he's been asked, is it Ozempic? And he's with a hard no, 10 toes down on a no, that it's not Ozempic, even though, his forehead is given forehead, no strength training and things like that, and rapid. I might talk about it a little bit, because it won't make sense if I make those comments, because you guys will think I'm trying to roast, and I'm not roasting him. I'm just saying that there are telltale signs that, my doctor has taught me, my dietitian has taught me, telltale signs. And so when I jumped in this journey, I was on this journey to take off the weight since April, right? But when they decided, okay, we're going to try tirzepatide, because we think that if you're using tirzepatide and we're going to do Mounjaro, we think that we can have some really good results. And baby, that thing was on point, because we are getting some results, right? So they decided that, and this is what happened. She says, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I hear about people getting 5 milligrams, 7 milligrams, 10 milligrams, 12, take me up to 50 milligrams. Is that a thing? It's the real deal. Like, it turns off the food noise, right? And I have a Black doctor. Okay. So she had to, well, let's just say, I have a Afro-Indian doctor, right? So she kept, my dietitian, Indian. So the Asian, they kept me, I'm not sure what the proper terms are. I don't want to offend anybody, but they kept me real straight. We're not going that fast. We're not going that fast. So you're going to have Ozempic face. And they don't say that, but they're saying that, right? So they're like, if you try to, it didn't take you, you didn't rush all the weight on. It took you 20 years to put on that much weight. So we're not, of course they're not going to make me wait 20 years, but they're not going to be in a fast journey to get the weight off. And here's what she said: if you go too fast, things will droop, right? If there's no strength training and you go in them high milligrams and you start taking it, so you jump and you just start taking those high milligrams, and do your research on that. If you start doing that, it's going to give you forehead fat. And that's where I was a minute ago with that, with Laurel. So you'll just start getting like the Ozempic forehead, Ozempic face, right? And then sometimes people get, the arms, like a lot can happen. No, I don't have those arms, you guys. But so yeah, I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So a lot of those things can happen. And so if you go too fast on tirzepatide or semaglutide, so you have to be real careful. So when I saw him, I'm like, 10 toes down. I thought about this. I told Honey, I said, you know what? They are not saying that they're on Ozempic, because Ozempic may not be paying. So no one's asking the right questions. If they come on my show, I'm going to be like, are you on semaglutide? That's a different question. Are you on tirzepatide? That's a different question. But anyway, so Laurel says, 10 toes down is not Ozempic, but I'm seeing a lot of extra that I'm thinking maybe it's very possible that there was a semaglutide, there was a tirzepatide, there is a GLP-1 on board, but that's his journey to tell, right? So then he says, someone walked up to him on the podcast that he was on, and he said one of the workers in the back had asked him, what are you doing? And like, wow, and he's getting a lot of those, right? Like, wow, you're losing so much weight. Wow, what are you doing? And he's just like, okay, enough of that. But he said he responded to a person that he saw like was really overweight. And he was like, the person said, hey, what have you been doing to take off the weight? And he was like, oh, you're not gonna do it. So here's what I'm not here to pick on Laurel roast, none of that. I wouldn't do that to a comedian because they'll eat me alive, right? But I was saying basically maybe it's too soon to be, like, oh, because we're gonna get them airs. Like you like, this weight is coming back, especially if it's somebody like me. You were skinny. So, I've spent some 20s skinny in my 20s skinny. I know skinny life. And so then when my late 30s is when I picked up the weight. And so I know being skinny for so long and then picking up the weight, I might act a little bougie early, when I finally take it back off. But, I don't know. But if you've been on the scene for a long, long time and you've been overweight, you might not want to have your nose all up, you might not want to be there all like that because that's a little too bougie for, you guys get where I'm coming from with that, right? So we might want to just be like, hey, I don't know, I'll get back with you on that. Be a little nicer. Don't start getting all, just stay humble. Stay humble with this journey because it could be a lot. You never know what that person needed to hear to be encouraged, like you were encouraged at whatever point that you were encouraged to take the weight off, right? So it might be too soon for that. Just keep up with them humility, sir. Okay. Also, I just want to say you look amazing, Laurel. Like you really look good. Like Laurel, you look good. You look amazing. And I know that was a little tough. I was a little hard on you just now, but you know what? You look really, really good. But let's get into what I know you guys came for to talk about tonight with the Grammys. Listen, moments that I loved, loved. I'm a star. Janelle Monae with the Quincy Jones tribute with the Michael Jackson on point. Everything, absolutely loved it. Seeing Diana Ross looking so just youthful and just full of just a glow and her presence, just being able to see her at the Grammys, the greats are still around, is always a good thing. But again, that tribute to Quincy Jones was really great. I love Janelle Monae, what she did with that. And I'm talking about who I'm gonna talk about. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But so I'm just going through little pointers that I had put down, trying to go back in my memories of what I thought for the Grammys 2025. Chaperone. I see Chaperone on television for the Austin Music Festival, and I was like, "Who is that?" She had a crowd that it was phenomenal. I was like, "Oh my God, who is that person?" But Chaperone, just definitely rising in the ranks, and she made a clear statement that I thought I really want to hear that for the artist. So if you didn't hear what Chaperone had to say, she was making a statement to say, "Look, she was young, she was with the label, and they signed her. I happen to know which label. We won't talk labels here, right? But so she was with the label, and then they signed her, and then they dropped her during the pandemic. They dropped her, and so she had to go. Just first time that was her first job, and so she had to go and try to look for work and try to make ends meet. And she just felt like, they ended up picking her back up on a sister label, but she just kind of felt like, one thing that really stood out to her is that there's no healthcare offer for artists. And I thought, every job that we work has an healthcare offer. It doesn't matter how much money people have. Even a high-paid CEO has really great healthcare, right? So healthcare is offered on every job. So yes, artists, up and coming or not, once they are signed to a label, the label definitely needs to be offering healthcare. So I really like that statement that she made, and what a stage and a time to make those statements for her in her career. The rapper Doechii, is that how you say her name? With the alter ego, she was fire. Album of the year. We waited for this. Most Grammys artists phenomenal since A1 day one. But to finally see album of the year happen for Beyonce was a really big deal for people, even those who are not Beyonce fans thought, man, finally, and it really happened really great for, just with the announcement of the Cowboy Carter tour and his Black History now canceled month. Don't get me started. You see my post about that. But, just for it all to happen all in one big night, I thought it was good because for the first time in 33 years, three categories. So the first time in 33 years had Black artists, okay? In the month that they canceled Black history, they canceled DEI, they canceled all things Black. I think they even canceled us being Black. Let me get this off of here. I don't even think I'm allowed to be Black anymore because that's canceled. So we can't be Black, can't celebrate Black. This is a whole lot of not Black happening. But here come the Grammys. At the time that we're canceled, here comes the Grammys with the first time in 33 years, all categories, album of the year, song of the year, and record of the year went to Black artists. Shout out to those artists. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar for taking home so many Grammys. Was it a sweep? For real. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar as well. But yes, team Beyonce. Yes, we're excited for that for Beyonce, all right? And Shakira, super mom, super body, super everything. Shakira looked like yesterday. Like she just arrived on the scene yesterday. The glow, the body, just everything. Still had the moves. Shout out to Shakira, you guys. Yes, I said congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. We're about to see him at the Super Bowl. So definitely a congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. And I saw something, I think it's mustard by mustard Heinz.com or something like that. But Heinz is doing some kind of collab. I saw a commercial during the Grammys with Mustard. So DJ Mustard and Heinz doing something. So definitely go online and do your research and search that because there was a lot to say. If I did not say this before, you can join the live. The link is in the comments. So if you want to join the live, feel free to do so. And I did make sure that I put the link up in the comments. So feel free to join the live. Okay, you guys? All right, so back to our discussion here. All right, hold on. All right, so back to our discussion here, you guys. Let's take a break because we're going to go into another direction. We're going to take an actual break because we're not going to run the live that long tonight. Again, thank you for getting me over 500. And if I didn't say it before, What D Says the podcast. So you can still find the podcast on wherever you listen to podcasts. But what I'm also doing is collecting the podcast here on a playlist. So if you're traveling, especially if you're on a road trip and you want to listen to topic after topic, I've been talking relationship talk since 2010, for those who do not know. I started out on Blog Talk Radio, and then I started writing books. I have books available if you want to go to Barnes and Noble and request them. You can also go to Amazon. I have relationship talk books. I have a book coming up, another book tour coming. So lots of great things going to be happening with that. But great sex is not love and never will be. Of course, not SEGGS, but you can fill that in with your grown. That is one of the books that was my first book. It's a memoir. So Great Sex is not love and never will be. Also, So Your Heart's Been Broken, Please Get Over It. And you can just type in D Shields. So Your Heart's Been Broken, Please Get Over It. Also, remember this, not just anyone will do. Reasons he dates plus size. Reasons she's excessive over a man. And I'm working on my book Demeanor. I have another book, it's called Ready, but again, I think I kind of pulled that one off the market. But it was, it's fun to write, but I pulled that one off the market. So, but you could go over there and support those, and I appreciate if you do. I am D Shields. Cash App at any time you want to support. Please feel free to do so because I appreciate the support. But again, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you can know when I'm live, or just when you can know when a new topic is posting up. I talk current events, entertainment. We talk relationship talk. Again, I have a What D Says the podcast playlist, so you could go back and listen to the shows from as far back as 2010, 2012, but wherever you listen to podcasts, What D Says the podcast. Also, the old podcast is still up and available wherever you listen to podcasts. you can just type in hashtag I am D Shields and you'll find some of the old work. So you can see if I have improved any over the years. Feel free to go back and give those a listen also. But I'm building the podcast now here on this platform, and I appreciate those. If you're tuned in right now while it's live, then you know what I'm talking about. If you're not listening later, I'm talking about YouTube. So I appreciate those who are tuned in, and I appreciate those who support. Please, when you stop by, click like. When you stop by, click like. I appreciate it. Click like. And the link is in the comments. I will have to vet you, but you can feel free if you want to come in and talk the topics. All right, so where are we next? So before we talk about tariffs and crypto, you guys, I just got a report that a few days ago, this source said on their YouTube, and they are a valid source, so but we'll say allegedly, but this source says that Sean P. Diddy Puffy Combs was taken to the hospital in like at night so that it would just not have everybody all involved in it. But yes, he did make a trip to the hospital. So there was some talk going on about that. But look, you guys were talking about it and saying that Diddy went to the hospital, and then some rumors got started about him being sick. The only update that they have on that is that he was taken to the hospital and that an MRI was done. And although that is a very, I just had an MRI in November. That procedure can be a lot. It definitely is a mind F for sure, to get in there and do that MRI and to just the whole thing. I don't know what particular one he had done. So, but yeah, that whole getting in there, the machine and the being still for an hour and having them go through every part of your body, it's a lot. And making sure that you keep your eyes closed and thinking of your happy podcast note thoughts while you're getting MRI. But yeah, they say that Diddy was taken to the hospital. They say it was for an MRI. He was taken in the middle of the night, and they say it was that did happen last week. It was because he had to have that MRI. No other details are available, and the attorneys are saying that he's not sick or something like that. That I heard allegedly that he's not sick. That's what they were reporting last week about. Rumors were out that he's sick, but he's not sick allegedly, and it's just an MRI. A trip to the hospital did happen. So far, they're just saying it was for an MRI. So that's all the update that we have. Look like Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Love Combs is doing okay other than that update that we have, right? All right. And Team Hold. Here we are. I was going to talk to you guys real quick. So Team Hold, XRP, did you see that over the weekend? You were just probably like... I know. I was like, okay, XRP, I'm believing in you, and I'm still holding on for dear life. So shout out to Team XRP Hold, because I know that was really hard for a lot of us, because it's like, well, what's happening here? But I remember I made the mistake. I told you guys with Bitcoin. So what you want to do is, if you're on the channel, like, subscribe, turn on the notification. Gen Xers, I do talk to beginning crypto people, but I talk to crypto on here a lot. We go through the crypto bubbles. Not a lot. Let's just say this is like a three apps that I have up, shorts and app that I have up. But we are starting to talk crypto in 2025. So just get the information, and we'll just kind of just go through these, emotions that are happening in the crypto market together, right? So I do give those updates. Feel free to turn on the notifications so you can know when those updates are posted. Like, subscribe, and share. Please, I highly appreciate that. And thank you so much for getting me to 509. I trust and believe that you guys are capable of getting me to 1,000, so that when the tour starts, like you guys are going to be A1 day one. So you're getting free books and all kind of great stuff because you were there from the beginning. All right. And if I did not say it before, you could go in the comments. If you're watching this live on your laptop, on your phone, go in the comments. You can see the link is there and available to stay relevant to the topics that we're talking tonight. So tune in again, Gen X, to the crypto updates. The podcast will be up and it'll give you that crypto update. And I'm talking, our most recent one, we talked about what happened with the XRP and the plunge and what I did. And the strategy that worked for me. So you could go and take a look at that last video update that I have on crypto. All right. Now, I also want to talk to you guys about the tariffs. So we saw that, President Trump, I'm from Texas, baby. So that humidity hit the hair for real. So President Trump um, made his decision and put some tariffs out, and some tariffs from Mexico, tariffs from Canada, tariffs for China. The leaders to those countries responded. I do hear that there's a 1 month hold happening now after saying over the weekend that Mexico would have their amount of tariffs, and Mexico responded. But they did. There was a phone call that happened between the leaders today. They did reach a 1 month agreement. So they had some other things that they were able to negotiate together. So seems like something great happened to put a pause on it, even though we know it's about to have a real big impact on consumers. For sure, we're going to see a really big, if as this thing unravels, right? But tomorrow was when Canada, they have their tariffs going, and then Canada came back and said, starting on Tuesday, we're going to hit America with some tariffs, and that is going to hurt you. And you can see that video. You guys have that video up to 12,000. Sorry if I was on the wrong camera. You guys have that video up to 12,000. And you can see I put the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his response, and how he feels that tariffs being, this tariff battle going back and forth, how it's going to impact Americans. And so he did put us a warning up, and I did post that up. So the fair use disclaimer, you can go take a look at that, and I have that up as a short, and that's available on the channel. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on that notification so you can know when I have like the latest update on some breaking news or talking some current events and my point of view on that. Right. And then China, I haven't really seen what China's response is. And I just know that we're just going back and forth in the consumers. We're going to see it in the food, on the cost of food. We're going to see it in the cost of gas. We're going to see it just in the cost of goods purchasing, from things for your home, for your vehicle. There's a lot of different things that go back and forth, that these tariffs, the consumers will be the ones seeing a lot happen from it. So definitely, if you've been just in la la land and not paying attention, you may want to turn on the news and get you some updates, okay, on that. And then we're going to close with this question. All you have to do is put your yes or no in the comments. If you're staying up to date with all things that's going on in America and with the new leadership, with Donald Trump as the president currently, JD Vance is the vice president. And if you're staying up to date with what's happening today, it's February 3rd, 2025. Elon Musk, he wasn't voted in by Congress. He was somebody that's been assigned to do the things that he's doing as far as Doge and going through the economy and trying to figure out how to save money, and laying a bunch of people off and cutting a lot of different departments and cutting down the U.S. aid program and just a lot of different things. But I also heard tonight about Elon Musk, and it's rumored or allegedly has access to Social Security. So what do you guys think? Has the leader given Elon Musk too much power? Is yes or no? You can put that in the comments and just let me know that if you were here during the live or not, or if you go check those comments. But if you were here during the live, let me know. If not, after. And is it a yes or no? Does Elon Musk have too much power? And if so, who's responsible for saying we need to get some control here, and this is maybe bring him back to being voted in, or how is this supposed to go? What are your thoughts about where this needs to go? And you could be in America or not in America. What's your opinion if you guys are keeping up with this particular news? I'm your host, Dee Shields. Thank you so much for stopping by for another conversation. And again, tomorrow, rewind. I told you what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll be here throughout the week. I did say I'm traveling this week, so bear with me. on how I deliver and where I deliver from. And, how I'm not really sure because I haven't, I know that I am going to stay up to date as often as I can, but I haven't decided what format I will be doing delivery on. But, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be packing the microphone. That definitely would be too much. So I'll let you know. Just stay tuned. Turn on the notifications so you get to see what's up next, and make sure that you continue to not only view but to like and to share. I appreciate that, and thank you for anyone. If you are not a subscriber yet, please click subscribe, and please become a subscriber to the channel. I have faithfully been here. If you go to the podcast playlist, you will see that I've faithfully been here giving you from lyrics breakdown to relationship talk to current events. I've been giving you all kind of content. You can also, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can listen to What D Says the podcast. You can listen to What D Says podcast, and you can listen to I Am D Shields, hashtag I Am DEESHIELDS. Plenty of content there. You will find across social media when it comes to me and my voice and being the host, you will find I have a lot of podcast content over. I don't know how many listeners do we have on Blog Talk Radio. I think we had maybe 60 to 70,000 listeners, and we got somewhere. I used to have it up on my phone. We got somewhere maybe to the 20,000 or 30,000 mark when I was over on Spreaker. And so now we're here and we're building from a different way because that was a lot of lost resources when I was doing that format. And so now we're trying to do it this way. So it's like now starting from the bottom, now we're here, but really like I'm just having to rebuild this whole platform. And it takes the listeners, it takes the people stopping by, it takes liking, supporting, moving those algorithms by commenting and sharing, and turn on the notifications so you can know when and it's the next content is up to keep everything moving. It takes that. So I'm always giving thanks and grateful to my listeners since 2010, to my readers of my book since 2010, for those of you who show up when I come and speak somewhere. I'm grateful for all of it over the years, and I just hope and pray to be able to do more and to continue to give more. And as I put it out, I hope that you guys are able to pour into me with this support as well. So thank you. I'm always giving thanks for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.